Yeah, U.S. Mint level caliber player. He leads the league with 40 interceptions this season. Excuse me, second in the league. Close enough, though. And he's their key set piece taker. He's playing in that left back role. He tends to get up into the attack, so you can expect him to contribute really from all areas of the field. He's that left back that every coach really loves to have. It's not the most glorious position, but when it's played well, it really adds to the attack.
Yes, Ruiz, Hernandez, they're ready for the night. We're ready. And, of course, the great fans here at Toyota Field are excited for their last home match. They'll get to attend all year long. And when we're back from break, SAFC will host El Paso Locomotive to conclude the USL regular season.
One that we did before this was a little stronger, the second to last. But what do you think, Will? How do you feel about it? Okay, I kind of would like to do the second to last, I think. I think it was just a little bit cleaner. Even, yeah, like that interruption was like nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's what was bothering you about it. Or was there other things?
No, I don't.
Okay.
The interruption was the first thing that came to mind.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
I
okay
thought might
with
as well
that
had
one.
time.
Yeah.
Make things perfect.
It's wild because it's like we say the same exact thing every time, but we say it.
Right.
I say it 3 different times. Ugh. I just need to talk to myself in my room over games, and it's different when you're live, though.
Okay. Got it. Thank you, Steven.
You see this? I'm doing this 4 years, and I'm still in the struggle bus. So it takes time.
Just one more night at Toyota Field for SAFC to impress their home fan base as they host El Paso Locomotive to conclude the USL regular season. I'm Will Iger alongside Katie Goodman, and Katie, SAFC has had quite the season, lots of up and downs, and it's not over yet. They have their hands full tonight with this El Paso club.
That they do. This game is going to feel like a playoff match before we've even hit the playoffs. El Paso in full form. San Antonio FC just staying alive here tonight, or working to stay alive at least.
Just one more night at Toyota Field for SAFC to put on a performance in front of this home fan base as they host El Paso Locomotive as the USL regular season finishes up tonight. I'm Will Iger alongside Katie Goodman, and Katie, SAFC has a lot to play for tonight, but they have their hands full with this El Paso club.
This game tonight is going to feel like a playoff match before we even hit the playoffs. El Paso in full form. Everything on the line for San Antonio FC.
Just one more night at Toyota Field for SAFC to put on a performance in front of this home fan base as they host El Paso Locomotive as the USL regular season finishes up tonight. I'm Will Iger alongside Katie Goodman, and Katie, SAFC has a lot to play for tonight, but they have their hands full with this El Paso club.
This game tonight is going to feel like a playoff match before we even hit the playoffs. El Paso in full form, everything on the line for San Antonio FC, but El Paso has a ton of players with double-digit goals. They can score from anywhere, expect shots from distance, and for them to get out quick on that transition. San Antonio FC, they've struggled in the last couple of games. They're on a losing streak, bit by that injury bug, but they've had some really good moments in between those 90 minutes, so you know they're going to be hard to break down, especially with that high-press mentality that they bring.
And despite where both of these two teams have been over the past couple weeks, they still have a lot to play for tonight as you take a look at the standings. El Paso Locomotive sitting in there at that 4th spot, just 2 points ahead of the 5th seed Phoenix Rising FC. So they need a win tonight to clinch home field advantage. And for SAFC, they're just a point ahead of the 8 and 9 seeds, Orange County and Lexington. So they need a win tonight to clinch playoff position. With a tie or loss, they'll need a tie or loss by either Orange County or Lexington to get into the playoffs.
It's no shock to me that it is such a tight match here in the standings, because the West has always had some of the greatest talent, and so they just like to keep us on the edge of our seat and keep things a little bit interesting. A lot of those games not kicking off till 9 p.m., so you'll be up late tonight.
Yes, and these two rivals are very familiar with each other, but it's been a magical season for Jorge Hernandez. 11 goals on the season. September Player of the Month in the USL.
Yes, as you can see, tied second most goals in club history with those 11 goals there. He's an incredible player. You can put him anywhere on the field, whether it's striker or center midfielder. So good at checking into space, high IQ player. You know San Antonio is going to lean on him tonight to try to get those 3 points.
And for El Paso Locomotive, it's been Ricky Ruiz who's been a difference maker for them on the pitch this season, Katie.
Yeah, you can see he leads the league there. 40 interceptions this season. Their key set piece taker has that U.S. men's national team caliber talent. You can expect him to contribute into the attack one way or another. It's in that left back role, but he doesn't play like a left back. He gets up, he gets into the attack. He's really dangerous.
Yes, plenty of difference makers on the pitch tonight for both these two clubs as SAFC concludes their regular season right here at home. We're excited. The fans are excited, and I'm sure that players on both teams are pumped for tonight. So we'll be back for SAFC versus El Paso Locomotive right here to conclude the USL season.
There's no one key to game day victory. You need strength, power, agility, and a team. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. Toyota Tundra, built in Texas, driven everywhere.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2025 Tacoma SR5 for $249 a month for 36 months. Offer ends November 3rd.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, I'm headed to HEB. Need anything?
Actually, yeah, I do got a list going. Wait, where did that come from? Seriously? Ooh. Victor.
I was just thinking a bag of chips or a yogurt.
Oh, I knew I forgot something. You got a pen?
Hi, sports fans. I'm Jeff Davis. Going head-to-head with insurance companies is no easy game. It requires determination, gamesmanship, and grit. That's why you need Davis Law Firm on your side. With over 25 years' experience, our team of around 150 in 7 Texas cities has a winning track record of verdicts and settlements, many in the millions of dollars. And just like your favorite team, we play to win. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or commercial vehicle accident, call us at 444-4444. So if you want more, call the fours.
To go here inside the Bronx Bank Center.
Pair outstanding local food and drink with an incredible atmosphere and lock in your Spurs 2025-26 ticket membership. It's your ticket to game day.
Welcome back to Toyota Field as week 34 of the USL season comes to an end tonight as SAFC takes on El Paso Locomotive. And Katie, as you take a look at this El Paso side, they have an extremely deep lineup.
That they do. You can expect a lot of 1-2 combinations between Coronado, Calvillo, DeRoma. They love breaking down back lines, getting in behind. And, of course, it mentioned Ricky Ruiz, Torres, look for them on the set pieces. Moreno, tricky guy, 9 goals, 4 assists. So you'll be watching him tonight for sure.
Yes, and it'll be a great matchup as they take on this SAFC squad. And, Katie, SAFC have had a lot of players in and out of the lineup due to injury, but it's great to see this team get healthy and get healthy at the right time.
Yes, Mitch, Nelson, Jorge, Nicky Hernandez, Lucio Barone, a lot of guys. Pretty much every guy on this roster right now has seen time in and out of the lineup due to injury. So good that San Antonio has their full roster back, right place at the right time, running that 4-2-3-1. You can expect them to really dominate there in the middle of the field between Nicky, Almir Soto, and Lucio Barone.
Yes, and somehow, some way, with SAFC having all the injuries they've suffered all year long, they're right in the thick of it in the Western Conference at the 7th seed. And with a win, again, folks, SAFC clinches their spot in the postseason. So Jorge Hernandez is ready because it has been a tough last 5 matchups for them. But tonight, it's a whole new ball game.
I am sure they are relieved to be playing at home, having that 12th man to kind of help them out when things get a little rough. It's always nice to hear a crowd shouting your name and coming to your defense because, you know, this is going to be a physical matchup. San Antonio FC leading the league in yellows. El Paso so great at drawing the foul.
There's Buckmaster with the tip. As Katie, let's take a look at your keys to the game tonight.
Yeah, for San Antonio, they have got to press that back line. A lot of the goals that have been scored against Locomotive have been from just pressing the back line, forcing the turnover, and, of course, staying compact in the middle. San Antonio has given up so many by just letting things through. On the flip side, Locomotive get out in those quick transitions. Lots of goal opportunities have come from there, and then taking advantage of set pieces like you see here.
Yes, and it's the first set piece for El Paso Locomotive of the night, just less than a minute into this one, and they've been extremely successful at them all season long. They had a set piece in for a goal in their last matchup as well, so watch out for the set pieces by El Paso. I'm just going to blow the whistle.
There's that physicality already starting with only a couple minutes to go, but what it looked like is they were trying to play one of those tricky corner set pieces. It worked really, really well for them. I believe it was the Rhode Island game. They combined a couple of passes, left Moreno open in the middle. He was able to flick it up and get a bicycle kick. It was really cool to see. I had to replay it about 3 times to figure out how that happened. But, yeah, it looked like they were trying to go for that there. But they love the set piece. They love to draw the foul. They've had a lot of goals just from really, really great distributions on the set piece.
It's quite the play from Los Locos as a run by Luke Hackinson is deflected out of bounds by El Paso. Good to see Hackinson back out on the pitch. One of those players at SAFC who's missed a lot of time this year. He returned, though, in their last home match against Birmingham Legion.
Yeah, he missed a couple games. He's really the Swiss Army knife for San Antonio FC. Plug and play him anywhere. I wouldn't doubt that he could probably play keeper if he had to.
Hackinson with the ball there is going to send it in, but it's headed out by a defender. Guillermo Diaz who heads that one out, but a foul on El Paso.
It's a great distribution in from Hawkinson, too, just to get that chip off. But, you know, a lot of teams know that San Antonio like to play and possess. A lot of games that they've lost, they've actually dominated in possession. So chipping of the heels there, I wouldn't say that's a tactical foul, but you can expect a lot of stoppage and play in this game in general as both teams just try to break each other down. A really, really good chance, though, here for San Antonio.
Yes, and Jorge Hernandez, 11 goals on the season, tied for second in club history. he leads the USL in chances created, Katie.
Yeah, just high IQ player. It doesn't matter who's on the field with him. He's really putting in extra time.
And has 63 chances created on the season. Let's see what he'll be able to do here on this set piece for SAFC. Sent in and over the head there of an SAFC player. That'll be Lucio Barone.
Yeah, a little bit too much oomph on that play in. You can tell San Antonio still trying to settle in. I think shaking off some of that rust from, you know, previous games. It's tough coming off a string of losses and ties to try and come home and win it. You know there's a lot of pressure on their shoulders here tonight.
Yes, last time out it was a 0-1 loss to Phoenix Rising, a team that's also in the hunt of the playoff picture, as Tainer's brought down there. A little extracurricular activities between these two. Alexis Swai early. As Carlos Mimosa is the manager tonight for SAFC. Mimosa has had a great year coaching this club, and he's confident that this team can get in the playoffs tonight. He's happy to be back home in a season full of ups and downs, and Mimosa made it clear to me that he was grateful that the team still had something to play for at this point in the season, considering they haven't won the last 5.
Yeah, I mean, it says a lot about what they were able to do early on, and he came in and really changed the brand of soccer. Last season, you had San Antonio playing really direct, physical, kind of forcing through other teams' back line. This year, they've really settled things down, possessed, and just played a prettier brand of soccer altogether.
So be Christian Sordo gets out of pressure. There's Los Locos switch fields. Find Daroma in the middle, one of the best passers in the USL.
Also can strike a ball from distance with some serious power. You know, between him, Coronado, Calvillo, really any of them can cause problems.
But now here a push from Los Locos. Great defense there by Mitchell Tainer. Now to be sent in. Richard Sanchez almost gets his hands on it, but it's going to be Buckmaster who's going to have to send that one away for a Locos corner.
San Antonio really lucky on that one, that ball was able to pass through the 5 without anybody touching it. Normally there's a run going backside there for El Paso. We've seen a lot of goals result in that exact play.
Yes, the head coach for El Paso Locomotive is Wilmer Cabrera in his second season, first full season for Los Locos, and he's had a great year for them. It's been one of the best years in their club's history. Short history, that is, but still nonetheless very impressive job by Cabrera.
Yeah, especially coming in halfway through last season, what he's been able to do this season.
It's deflected off an SAFC, and there again, Patino, who gets his body on it. He's sent inside and in for a goal. El Paso Locomotive gets on the board 1-0 early in this one. It deflected off an SAFC defender, and they'll celebrate. 1-0 El Paso.
Having to look back at this goal, a lot of the same issues for San Antonio FC's defense, caught watching at times, and in that scuffle, it's El Paso who's just able to stay patient and find the way in with all those quick 1-2 passes. Great work there from El Paso, just able to get it in with a small flick, and that is Moreno able to flick it on with the side of his boot.
Yes, deflected.
Go ahead.
Excuse me, Kate. Deflected off Mourinho's leg. That'll be his 10th goal of the season. His first goal since the beginning of October, as he scored in the first minute against Orange County. So Mourinho known for scoring early, and he does so here tonight.
San Antonio is really struggling when they try to come back with these early goals.
That ball's sent into Patino, but it's going to be sent out by Tumasi. Tainer comes up with this. Flores Blanco to his left. He's going to send that back to Patino. Patino takes a touch, fires and a shot, and he scores! Santiago Patino equalizes things here at Toyota Field, and the crowd loves it. Patino loves it, and SAFC's back in this thing.
Look at the crowd go wild. Nobody can do it like Santiago Patino leads San Antonio FC all-time in playoff goals. We talked about how this game feels like a playoff. He had 9 goals in all of his playoff career games here with San Antonio, and an absolute banger he puts away. Beautiful distribution from Mitch Tainer. You cannot leave Santiago Patino open like that. It's the beautiful first touch trap that sets him up for the perfect, not even a half volley, a full volley there, just right into the side netting.
Yes, beautiful touch from Patino there, puts in his 2nd goal of the season. Unfortunately for SAFC, though, Lucio Barone is going to pick up a yellow card here. He knocked down an El Paso player, and now it's another set piece for them.
And Will, just as I was about to say, San Antonio has struggled with the quick rebuttal. I was silenced immediately there by Santiago Patino. So just like that, right back in it. True Copa Tejas rivalry here with these two teams. It doesn't matter who's the coach, who's on the field. You know, these two could have even been bottom of the barrel out of the playoffs, and we knew this would be a good match just because of the location.
Yes, these two very familiar with one another. Last time these two faced was on July 4th. Night of July 4th in El Paso. And it was SAFC who came out with the victory 2-1. Goal scorers in that one, Juan Agudelo and Alex Cargnali, who's not playing tonight. Cargnali scoring the leading goal in the 83rd minute to give SAFC the victory. So that one was a tight one. Tonight we already have a close one. So the rivalry is strong and fierce between these two clubs.
Yeah, Alex Cargnali, one of those center backs that SAFC has really been missing. He adds that strong man presence there on the back line. He really helps in the build-out. When you look at the last couple of games, they have struggled there with the super clean build-out, which of course then affects the attack.
Shot by El Paso, stopped by Richard Sanchez. We haven't gotten to call Sanchez's name a ton tonight, but Richard Sanchez starting in his 26th match in goal for SAFC this season.
Sanchez had a huge save against FC Tulsa, did a really great job getting off the back line and keeping San Antonio in it. But, you know, when it came to Orange County SC, I think both teams struggled across the board, and where they made them pay was in those final 90 minutes. You know, I think everybody really switched off at that time. So, you know, San Antonio trying not to do the same here in this game.
Yes, Buckmaster there tried to find Patino again, unsuccessful pass there as El Paso starts with the ball again. And Lucio Barone picking up that yellow card, Katie, recently, was SAFC's 92nd yellow card this season. That's first in the USL for a number of yellow cards in a year.
So that #1 spot isn't going anywhere for them anytime soon.
It's #1 in yellow cards. And Sanchez going to stop that one there. No foul on the play.
Cannot tell you how many times that exact close call has happened for San Antonio FC this season. Richard Sanchez many times has been forced to get really high off his line, come in and challenge outside the box. That really puts your keeper in a bad position. Big part of that is just miscommunication on defense a lot of times. So lucky for San Antonio, that one worked out there. But it's only a matter of time if they start to pick up on this. As you can see, Armando Moreno was right there.
It's good work there by Sanchez. With his left foot to get out of the situation there, as we have a player down for Los Locos. It'll be Armando Moreno, the goal scorer, grabbing, and it looks like his right ankle, right calf. It's hobbled. They'll stay on the pitch. Both clubs very physical tonight, so I'm sure we'll We'll see a lot of players up and down on the pitch tonight.
Moreno signing midway in 2024 with El Paso, but also was the top scorer at New Mexico, 10 goals there. So right on track to be, I guess it doesn't matter what team he's on.
Yes, and speaking of this physical play, last time these two clubs faced on the 4th, Moreno picked up a red card in the 90th minute. So no surprise we've seen the physicality here early from SAFC and El Paso.
So he might be playing with an extra special chip on his shoulder here this evening.
Diaz going to send it back to Tumwasi. Tumwasi came over from Rhode Island FC at the start of this year. Spending his first year with Los Locos. Mishandled. There, and it'll be an SAFC throw-in.
Messi's been really good. 76 clearances. That's second on the team. He came in and really never left that starting position. Sometimes it's center back, sometimes it's outside back. As you can see him here in the 3, has done really well there. Won the Eastern Conference Championship with Rhode Island as well in 2024. So he understands what it takes to really hang in the playoffs and to take home the championship. You need guys like that with that kind of mentality when the going gets tough.
Yes, he's been here before, very accustomed to these type of moments. As it's a playoff-like matchup between these two squads. Ref's going to have to settle things here again as Buckmaster hits the floor of the pitch.
You know, you always expect San Antonio to kind of be the aggressor, the first to put bodies on the ground, but really it's been El Paso here in these first few minutes. Both teams just hungry. El Paso a lot to prove, wanting that home playoff game. San Antonio just trying to stay alive, stay in it, give themselves the best chance that they can with the 3 points. Last thing you want is having to score bug watch throughout the night. And imagine going to bed, you know, a game kicks off as yours is ending, and then right before you go to bed, you find out whether you've made it or not. That's a tough one. Tough spot to be in.
There's 2 matches at 9 p.m. that Lexington and Orange County both partaking in. There's something SAFC is going to have to wait for the result of if they draw or lose today. And SAFC's had many chances to get the job done, to clinch a playoff spot. And they have not been able to. And yes, they are obviously playing for a playoff position, but this El Paso club also wants home field advantage in the playoffs.
There's nothing like a home playoff game that really gets the fans going too. It's not just them and the benefit that they get from being there. It's, you know, your fans, they show up game after game, year after year, and you know, they deserve that too, to have that kind of environment. I'll never forget San Antonio FC in 2022, the championship. It was a playoff game after playoff game. Before you know it, it's the championship here, and they just kept winning. They just couldn't lose, is what it felt like.
Yes, it was fun run in 2022. Hopefully SAFC can replicate some of that success if they make it into the playoffs. Flores Blanco, they're taken down. Guillermo Diaz help Flores Blanco back up. Yes, El Paso. Talk about the importance of home field advantage. El Paso obviously playing for that tonight, and they can get points on the road. They've done so all year long. 4 wins away from their home turf, 6 draws. So they're a great team on the road. As Jamali Waite is in goal for Los Locos. Congratulations to Waite for getting the call up to the Jamaican national team for the FIFA World Cup this summer. Be fun watching Waite compete on the pitch in North America for them this summer. So shout out Jamali Waite tonight.
Really one of the best keepers in the USL Championship, and I know, you know, rankings change, they're different, but some of the saves, the quality of saves that he has made are just next level stuff. Working with a 61% save percentage, 4 clean sheets, only 30 goals against. So you know, doing pretty good there on his line.
Yes, White tied for 17th in clean sheets with 4. Tied for 18th in saves in the USL with 47. As SAFC is going to have a corner kick. And it's going to be Jorge Hernandez.
The golden guy of the match. Both the Hernandezes there. Trying to make something tricky happen potentially in that corner.
As SAFC ended their scoring drought on the goal by Patino. They haven't scored in their last 5 up until the night. See what they'll be able to do here. As Nick Hernandez going to send it inside. Great defense there by Ricky Ruiz, to no surprise.
Ruiz did a really good job just getting out there to meet that one. A lot of players were turned into it. They take their eye off the ball. He did none of that. It helped with flicking it over the goal. Of course, it just comes down to his caliber of experience here.
Now Nicky and Jorge are going to be back in the corner. They're followed this time by DeRoma after the short pass in the last corner kick. Physical match between these two again. Tomasi, they're battling Tainer. And Santiago Patino, one of the most physical forwards in the USL. Hernandez going to send it in. It's going to be a foul here on SAFC.
Ref trying to put a stop to any silly business as this game only begins to escalate.
As the officials are doing their best job tonight to try to prevent these players from being physical with one another tonight. Been unable to do so far, but they're doing their best.
One thing's for sure is you could not pay me to be a ref. I mean, they can't make anybody happy, but they've done well so far here tonight, keeping things even and balanced.
Yeah, it's very hard to officiate this in-state rivalry. It's picked up by SAFC. Hackinson down the pitch. He's going to get hit hard at the end of the play. He's shaken up. Be a yellow card on Alfaro for Los Locos. Him and Gabby Torres aren't happy with that one. Hackinson gets sold there by his teammate Jorge Hernandez. Great run by Hackinson nonetheless, though, Katie.
Yeah, Hawkinson was just trying to keep that momentum going, but a shoulder straight to the chest, you're going to get called for that every time. You have Hawkinson holding his nose over there, might have caused a nosebleed. Almost got him tripped up there the first time, and actually that looked like more of an elbow to the face, so I'm surprised. You know, yellow's all he gets for that. He was, of course, going for the ball, so it was a hit after the clearance, I think, that did not sit well with the ref.
Yes, I believe the foul there was on Ricky Ruiz. And Alfaro going for the ball. There hits Hawkinson. And he'll pick up the yellow card. Be the 75th yellow card of the season for Los Locos. Set piece opportunity for SAFC. Sent inside, headed off multiple players, and it'll be in for goal. Luke Hawkinson, after the run, is rewarded as it deflects off his chest, and in for the second goal of the night for SAFC. Who would have known that they hadn't scored in their last 5, as they've already put in 2 in 22 minutes in this one.
I'm sure Hawkinson more than happy to take one for the team again, but it's the deflection there from Alexi Suwahi that allows Hawkinson to just get in on the end of it. Not enough El Paso players tracking their runners on them. Too many black jerseys wide open. Anyone could have really put it away in that spot, but I think it is, you know, just justice proven here for Luke Hawkinson after that takeout.
Yes, Hawkinson's 5th goal of the season. He's fired up, and so are the supporter section at Toyota Field. They want their club to make it into the playoffs, and so do these players. It's fan appreciation night here at Toyota Field, Katie. 3-2-1 night as well, so $3 hot dog, $2 soda.
It's a great night to be an SAFC fan. You've got your team putting up goals. Everything's low cost.
100%. Considering the last time they were home, they weren't able to put one in net. But tonight, they've done so twice.
And it's not too hot either, which is nice. We had a bit of rain today, so things have settled a bit. In Texas, we consider it chilly if you need a light hoodie after a rain. So,
yes, have not seen rain here in Texas in a while, so it's good to get some last night into today.
Yeah, the words I was looking for were poetic justice there for Jake. Excuse me, for Luke Hawkinson. I almost said LaCava, but for Luke Hawkinson, great stuff.
Now Flores Blanco's going to send it to Patino. Patino. Ball's hit out by Daroma. Daroma thought off the leg of Patino. That's going to be throw-in for Flores Blanco. Blanco looking for help. Finally finds Patino.
You talked a lot about Patino's strongman presence. That is something that El Paso's back line has struggled with. If you bring that high press, you can really force a lot of turnovers and create some problems. And they just have struggled when a team has a striker with that kind of physicality. And the thing is, you also have Juan Agudelo there ready to come off the bench at any time, who has the same type of play and ability there with his physical talent and vision of the field.
Yes, Agudelo could come in at any moment and provide a spark for this SAFC offense as Guillermo Diaz deflects that one out of bounds for an SAFC corner. And Jamali Waite will continue to have his hands full tonight. SAFC has pressured this Locos team all night long. Another opportunity they'll have here to put in their third goal. Hernandez is going to send this one in. It's going to end up with Tainer. Tainer to Soto. Back to Tainer. That's Nicky Hernandez in the back. Hernandez's shot is deflected by Waite. Buckmaster comes up with it, and it will be Los Locos' kick and goal kick from Waite.
Really good effort there from San Antonio. Even though they overshot it a little bit, the way they were able to recycle it, Buckmaster putting it on frame from distance. Really good stuff there, forcing Waite to work.
Lucio Barone gonna hit an El Paso player. Looks like that'll be Guillermo Diaz, I believe. Barone has picked up some yellow cards on the year. It's 8 total, 1 red card. Cabrera, the Los Locos manager, wanted another card, and he's going to get one. Lucio Barone picks up his 9th yellow card of the season, and he is not happy. The late call from the official there, as Hackinson and Barone argue.
He has got to be careful. It has happened before where he's gotten a double yellow in the game, and it completely changed the makeup of the game. As you know, double yellow results in a red, and when you are down a key player there in the midfield, San Antonio struggles. Even the games that he has missed from injury, he is such a key piece on the defensive side of things, keeps the midfield connected with the defense. Not much of an intentional hit there going for the ball, but it's the tabletop. It doesn't look good. Of course, the ref is there to see it on the field, so probably had a different angle on it. But as from that angle, hard for me to conclude.
Barone not happy there. ignores Coach Amosa. Swally's going to send it outside act. Anton uses his legs. Going to send that right to Waite.
Trying to get a little tricky there, building out of the corner. Just great work to beat the defender in the 1v1. Just service not what it needed to be.
Swally going to head that one back to Barone. Good defense by those Locos to get it back.
Really good quality hustle there from El Paso's top three just to close that down. They must have done their homework. San Antonio FC at times playing a little bit slower out of the back as they're trying to slow things down, find seams. So just a really good high IQ read there.
Run from those Locos is going to be out of bounds for an SAFC throw-in. And Katie, SAFC is 34-0-5 in their last 39 games since they've led at half. That's since 2021. They have the lead right now. See if they'll be able to keep that.
Therein lies the trick. I mean, as long as they can maintain their focus, I think that's where they've struggled a lot of times. They've had a lot of leads this season and have given up quite a few, unfortunately, just from lapses of focus, miscommunications on the back line. That's the challenge when you have a lot of rotation, especially in the center midfielder roles, outside back roles, just multiple different lineups this season. But either way, good to see that San Antonio is really firing on all cylinders here in these 30 minutes.
And good to see them do it at home.
Yeah, it must make a difference, right? You've got these fans who are out here, pat yourself on the back because it's got to be the difference maker. Of course, having some healthy people helps as well.
And having the offense get going has helped as well.
You've got guys like Jorge, Nelson, Nicky Hernandez. They almost play telepathically. They've played together a while. They know exactly where their teammates want the ball, and they play the same and similar style. I think that's why they've been so good there in the midfield.
And Patino gets an effort there. Sent in well by Jorge Hernandez. He's going to just miss Patino there.
That's the vision I'm talking about with Jorge Hernandez, to be so far out, but to see that run coming backside from Patino, just missed it. I think San Antonio really aware that El Paso is not tracking their runners, trying to take full advantage of that.
This El Paso team has struggled on defense, especially recently. It's their third straight game where they've allowed at least a goal. Jorge Hernandez is going to get taken down there by DeRoma. DeRoma's going to pick up a yellow card.
Tell you what, ref is card happy tonight, so everybody better mind their P's and Q's, because there's going to be a lot more of this. Only 31 minutes into the first half, and we've got multiple yellows. Jorge Hernandez down for a little bit longer than I'm sure SAFC would like.
He's grabbing that left ankle. Looks like he's going to be okay. As DeRoma, one of the best passing midfielders in the USL. He's small, but he is great out there on the pitch. Clearly not afraid to stand up to anyone on the pitch of SAFC, despite how physical they are.
DeRoma, vision, speed, power, a goal and 4 assists. Feels like he should have a lot more for the way that he's been able to contribute. I think doesn't get a ton of credit. He puts in a really good ball, which isn't always the last ball. So I think, you know, he doesn't get the credit for the assist all the time, but a big part of what they're able to do in the attack is how he helps everyone transition forward.
As DeRoma has the highest passing accuracy percentage in the USL, just under 93%.
Facts are in the figures. There you go.
Yes, 100%. It's now SAFC's turn. And Hoyer Hernandez trying to pass this one in. Flores Blanco going to come up with it. Just send it in for a shot. He's going to miss the net.
Nelson wanting a corner on that one. Tried to say there was a deflection. Not going to get it.
And out of bounds. SAFC will retain possession. Alexis Swahi, who helped Patino put in the second goal, or excuse me, not Patino, helped in Hackinson put in the second goal of the match. Swahi, he's a USL veteran, played over 150 USL matches. Him alongside Buckmaster, who also reached that milestone this year, did so on home turf against Birmingham Legion FC.
Buckmaster on the right, Nelson on the left have been game changers.
Hackinson pushing again. Can find Soto on the outside. Sent in. Deflected and deflected off at Loco defender again. Nicky Hernandez had a chance, but it's Chumasi who saves the day. Hoyer Hernandez going to come up with it. Send it inside, tipped off the Loco defender and in for an own goal. Hackinson was the closest SAFC offensive player there. And it will be an SAFC goal. 3-1 here in the Copa del Texas matchup.
This game has come down to who wants it more. San Antonio came out with fire in their veins, going for every 50-50. It's Jorge who continues the fight, and it's an unfortunate touch there from El Paso. Looked like it was Moreno trying to come back. No, excuse me, it was Tony Alfaro trying to come back just to clear that one. But Luke Hawkinson, being the aggressor, really forced that situation to make it an unclean clear. But really, right before that, a really, really wide open shot for San Antonio. You thought the goal was going to come there. It's the fact that they don't let up, that they're winning this right now.
Yes, Nicky Hernandez had a great chance on net, but Kofi Tomasi was there. Second time around, different story. So it was an own goal by Alfaro.
And of course, we like to see what's happening in the attack in the final third and all the combinations that create the goal, but this game is being won in the midfield here. Between Jorge Hernandez, Lucio Barone, the hustle there from Nicky Hernandez, allowing their teammates to get up and into those positions. San Antonio, they have got to be aware of the transition.
Good touch from Patino here. He fights off DeRoma. And DeRoma's going to win that battle.
Really good stand-up there from DeRoma. Not to take the bait, not even the big hit there from Patino as he's trying to use his strong man to show him out. Just really, really quality defensive play.
Counterattack there by Los Locos, thwarted by SAFC. Gabby Torres pushed, but ran in to Buckmaster and Swahi. So they'll reset. Yellow card on Los Locos, another card tonight. It'll be Amando Moreno picking up a yellow there. Take a replay and a look at this one. Barone in on it, and then Moreno's gonna hop over Barone there after the play.
Yeah, ball was cleared, some cleats come in late, and anyone who's ever played the game in soccer knows exactly how that feels. It takes a minute to walk it off. But again, chippiness at an all-time high. You can expect El Paso's frustration, especially considering the scoreline. But I think even before the last 2 goals, they were really starting to get frustrated.
So Locos getting frustrated again as SAFC makes another attempt.
Some good vision there from Alexi Sawahi to try to get in and split that back line from distance. Just wasn't able to get the numbers up. Was a little off the mark on the feeding the ball through. So, but still, you can see that the wheels are really starting to turn. Things are clicking for San Antonio. They're trying different avenues for getting ahead.
As SAFC 3 goals tonight. They're 4-0 on the year when they score 3 or more. Looking to make that 5-0 and get into the USL playoffs.
Now, this is an El Paso team that has come back before with a late goal or 2, so you don't want to count them out just yet. Where San Antonio has to pay attention. Yes, they're in creative mode. They're playing from a really different place here, putting up goals, but they just have to be aware of that counterattack. If San Antonio is set, they're good in most cases. The problem is when you get numbers up, everyone's hungry for a goal now because we've already got 3, so now everyone wants a piece. And it's just making sure you don't get caught in transition.
Sanchez going to send it to Blanco. Blanco middle to Jorge Hernandez. Sanchez called for it.
Ref is going to allow the advantage there despite the jersey pull.
Hernandez sends it outside of Soto. Soto finds Buckmaster. Buckmaster to Hawkinson. Hawkinson's going to try to find Patino. They're over the head of him, but recovered by SAFC, and Flores Blanco is on it. Hernandez was there first. Kino tried to run a give and go with Jorge Hernandez. Roma deflects it out and be a Flores Blanco throw-in.
Roberto Coronado doing a great job just to close Jorge Hernandez down there. Just asking for the jersey pull, but it looks like he got a bit of Jorge's jersey as well. Almost had a backside run there from Lucio Barone. Would have been a nice chip in behind the back line for San Antonio, but it's off. They start over again.
Now Tainer's going to kick things off, but end up right back with Richard Sanchez. Outside the first goal tonight by Armando Moreno. Sanchez and this SAFC defense hasn't seen much pressure from Los Locos. There'll be a foul on SAFC there.
Coutinho not aware of his body in space. I think just ran Alfaro, or actually Ruiz, excuse me, ran him right over.
I was about to say, Alfaro rarely gets run over like that, considering his size and stature on the pitch.
See El Paso here trying to go up through the flank. That's where they've had a lot of success, trying to get up into those corners.
Defensively for SAFC, Katie, what has gone right for them?
I think really on the defensive side, they're defending well in the midfield. They're winning their 50-50s. They're winning the second ball, which sets the offense up for success. Defensively, I think on the back line, they could play with a little more pace, because they've not put Richard Sanchez in a good position. Case in point right there.
Sanchez going to give that up to Eric Cavilla. Didn't have much of a choice there.
it can be tough for the back line with the system that you're playing because you want to create some passing lanes and space. So you do have to kind of slow things down on the back line a little bit. But when you've got another team running a high press in the way that they do, you know they're taking the bait, which means you've got to pick up the pace too.
So quite the footwork from DeRoma. As Soto's called for the foul. Inside that one goal, it's been a quiet night for El Paso.
Trying to slow things down here. They want San Antonio to take the bait. Doing good just to force it wide, not get too far out of form. They know they have to stay compact to not make things easy there for El Paso. If they stay patient, they'll find a seam through. Really good on the short 1-2s.
As this SAFC defense has seen a couple of lapses tonight. Jorge Hernandez is going to go down. Flores Blanco is on and try to get it out of the corner. DeRoma now with it, but Mitchell Tainer comes through at the right time. DeRoma right back on it. Send it to Diaz. He's in the middle of Gabby Torres. Jorge Hernandez comes from behind, and it's going to be a foul on Jorge Hernandez. Hernandez not happy with the call. Coach Hermoso not happy either. You take a look at the tackle by Hernandez.
Yeah, a little bit of a shoulder, a little bit of ankles, even before getting to the ball. You're going to get called on that one. The big problem here was San Antonio could not clear it out. I think they didn't want to give up a throw-in that close to goal. But at some point, especially when you're struggling to really connect passes on the back line, you need to get that ball up and out. This is a huge, huge opportunity. El Paso loves being in this exact position.
As Christian Sordo is there. He will not shoot this one. It'll be a fake. It's going to be headed away by Mitchell Tainer. He's going to send it right back, though, to Ricky Ruiz, who took that set piece. Good defense from SAFC as they clear this one. Patino might be on it. He fends off Ricky Ruiz. A lot of contact there, and Patino is going to be called for the foul. 3 extra minutes, by the way, in this first half.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Yes, 3 extra minutes, good sign there. But Llamosa, it's that little push away, I think, that gets him in trouble to begin with. And then, of course, you can expect bodies to fly there in that situation when the momentum is at full speed. Coach Llamosa there did have some words for the sideline ref on that call.
Yes, the intensity is definitely at an all-time high for SAFC. Flores Blanco pushed down there. So I was talking about the intensity for SAFC. Been at a high all night long, it seems like. And Coach Hermoso said that his team tonight is going to play exactly like the way they are playing. They were going to try to dictate the tempo. Play with a little bit of that extra juice and energy because it's a do-or-die moment for them, Katie. And we've seen it here in the first half.
And there are some teams that they play a lot better with that kind of pressure. San Antonio might be a dark horse team. They might really show up in the playoffs in full form here if they can continue to have the quality of minutes that they've had here in this first half.
As an SAFC, we talked about them just getting into the postseason. I don't want to get greedy here, but they're tied right now at the Colorado Switchbacks, who are at the 6th seed, although the Switchbacks have the tiebreaker of won the head-to-head matchup between them. But if SAFC is able to pick up a win here and get 3 points, and the Switchbacks tie or loss, SAFC will be the 6th seed. So yes, they still won't have home field advantage and will be playing on the road, but just a little more to play here in the USL season.
I think at the end of the day, if you're leaving it all out on the field in your last chance, all you can do is walk away with the 3 points, you know, and then hope that everything else really works out. You can get as high as the 5 seed if everything plays out the way that they need. But, you know, at the end of the day, got to focus on what you can handle that's in your hands. Right now, they have really dominated in this first half. You can fully expect this second half to be a lot more problematic for San Antonio.
As El Paso known to have big comebacks. Comeback in matches all year long, so SAFC cannot let up.
Also, just halftime really makes a difference when you able to get together, get everyone on the same page, and you see where the breakdowns are occurring. So wouldn't be surprised if there's a slightly different formation, especially in talking about how to handle San Antonio's physicality.
Yes, we'll see what adjustments both these two sides will make as the first half concludes at Toyota Field. It's do or die for SAFC, and they are playing like it with 3 goals in the first half. They've struggled offensively all year long, especially as of late, but not tonight. And they'll try to fend off the El Paso Locomotives in the second half. We'll be back for more USL action after the break.
Yeah. All eyes on you. You know what to do. Look out, you coming through. Who that is? Wow, you look good.
No matter your crew, Toyota has an SUV for you. Right now, qualified lessees can lease a new 2025 RAV4 LE for $299 a month for 36 months. Offer ends November 3rd.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
3 nuns were driving through Austin and they got a flat tire. They stop in front of a frost bank. Next thing you know, a frost banker walks out and changes their tire? Hold on. This can't be real.
It's a real story.
And the nuns?
Yeah, they weren't even frost customers.
Dude! You think I can be a nun?
Not a chance, sister.
Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart.
From recognizing our teachers to supporting schools across our state, HEB loves helping our youngest Lone Stars shine bright. Proud supporters of Texas teachers and schools.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
getting a spot in the playoffs for the first time.
The final week of the USL Championship regular season is upon us. Will the real Western Conference playoff contenders please stand up? Who's going to make a run for the title in the East? And we roll out the red carpet for one of the best that has ever graced his presence in USL Championship play. Rodrigo Lopez calls it quits at the end of this season.
For 80 years, Goodwill San Antonio has been transforming the lives of people in our community through work. Because every time you donate or shop at Goodwill, you create real paths to career training and jobs. Thank you for making our first 80 years a success. Good job, everyone.
John is having chest pains. What should I do?
What are they saying?
Lara says it could be a muscle strain.
No, it's not a muscle strain. It's like inside. What else did they say?
Your mama says it's probably stress. Walk around the block.
I can't even walk around the sofa. I can't even get up.
High-quality emergency care. Available near you.
We are ready to go here inside the Frost Bank Center.
Pair outstanding local food and drink with an incredible atmosphere and lock in your Spurs 2025-26 ticket membership. It's your ticket to game day.
Hi, sports fans. I'm Jeff Davis. Going head-to-head with insurance companies is no easy game. It requires determination, gamesmanship, and grit. That's why you need Davis Law Firm on your side. With over 25 years' experience, our team of around 150 in 7 Texas cities has a winning track record of verdicts and settlements, many in the millions of dollars. And just like your favorite team, we play to win. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or commercial vehicle accident, call us at 444-4444. So if you want more, call the fours.
At Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, Texas's premier entertainment destination, we love winners. With millions of dollars in jackpots paid, vehicles, cash, and gift giveaways monthly, the excitement never ends. Visit Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel in Eagle Pass, Texas, and find current promotions at LuckyEagleTexas.com or on social at Lucky Eagle Texas.
Welcome back to Toyota Field. That has been an eventful first half between these two in-state rivals. San Antonio up 3-1 through the first half. Will Iger alongside Katie Goodman here in San Antonio. And Katie, we've seen an offensive spark from this SAFC team that we haven't seen in the last few matches.
Yeah, it seems like a whole new team out here. They know they have something to play for. They're at home in front of their fans. You can just tell that they're really vibing and feeling it, firing on all cylinders here. When you look at these highlights, at first you think that first goal from El Paso, that it's going to be the same song and dance there for San Antonio, but instead it's that quick rebuttal right after. So as you can see there, El Paso doing a great job just playing through. San Antonio just caught asleep. They're wanting the offside call. They're not going to get it. This is the moment where you think, uh-oh, are they done for? But instead, Patino does what he does best, comes in big moments to change the face of the game with that beautiful, perfect touch. You can't leave a player like that unmarked. And then it was just wave after wave of attack here for San Antonio. Suwahi sending it to Hawkinson, following up on the run. Swiss Army knife Hawkinson, always in the right place at the right time. And then you got a feel here for El Paso with the own goal. But it, again, a matter of time because San Antonio was just always in the right place at the right time. El Paso just can't let them run at him like that.
Yes, El Paso has had trouble defending this SAFC offense. As we take a look at the stats here presented by HEB, SAFC 5 shots on target. They have not controlled the possession in this one. And Katie, we've been talking about it all night. It's been a physical one between these two clubs.
That it has 10 and 12 fouls apiece, and only really thing that can show you where there's an imbalance is on the crosses for San Antonio. They've had a wave after wave of attack, putting pressure there on the back line. And while the possession looks a little different, San Antonio has been really intentional in their movement forward. They don't need a ton of passes to get into the attacking third, and I think they picked that up early on.
And Katie, what does SAFC need to do here if they want to fend off a Los Locos comeback, which they are known to doing, especially this year.
Keep that creative mentality, but don't get too greedy. You've got to be aware that El Paso is going to come out and they're going to try to get in on that transition. So many goals there for them have come on the quick transition, also on the set piece. It's a physical first half. It's going to be way more physical here in this second half as everybody wants to take home the 3 points here tonight. So keep doing what you're doing well. Don't get too greedy. El Paso, they've got to clean it up. They've got to be the aggressor. They've got to win those 50-50s in the midfield.
Yes, we'll see what happens in this second half as SAFC put in 3 goals in the first half. They take a 2-score lead, and we'll be back after the break for some USL soccer action to end the 34th week of the season.
There's no one key to game day victory. You need strength, power, agility, and a team. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. Toyota Tundra, built in Texas, driven everywhere.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2025 Tacoma SR5 for $249 a month for 36 months. Offer ends November 3rd.
Toyota, let's go places.
Nuns were driving through Austin and they got a flat tire. They stop in front of a frost bank. Next thing you know, a frost banker walks out and changes their tire? Hold on. This can't be real.
It's a real story.
And the nuns?
Yeah, they weren't even frost customers.
Dude! You think I can be a nun?
Not a chance, sister.
It's been a fun one here in San Antonio, Texas, as SAFC has done everything in their power to make it into the playoffs with a win therein. But let's look at around the league here in the USL. Former U.S. men's national team GM is going to join Brooklyn FC, Brian McBride, as the club's general manager. A couple legends hanging up their boots here in the USL. Republic FC's Rodrigo Lopez, Leo Fernandez, and New Mexico's Daniel Bruce have announced their retirements. And we still have a lot to play for, not only in the standings, but with players as well. Peter Wilson leads the Golden Boot chase, while Lou Cities FC's Damian Loss leads the Golden Glove. And Katie, we talked about some of the best in the USL to retire. We have one of our own. Juan Agudelo is retiring after this season. 28 appearances with the U.S. men's national team. He had a 12-year career in the MLS, and he's played 2 seasons for SAFC, and they've been happy to have him.
Yeah, Agudelo, an absolute legend in general in the world of U.S. soccer, and even more so here with San Antonio. San Antonio is so lucky to have him these last 2 seasons that he gets to retire here in front of all of these fans. You see there on your screen, youngest player in U.S. men's national team history to score a goal. 17 years, 359 days until Christian Pulisic, big name Pulisic, comes along and steals that record.
Yes, Agudelo has 1 goal this year. Maybe he'll put it in a second if Coach Amoso puts him in this second half. And we're going to head to break. And after, SAFC will look to clinch a playoff spot in their last match of the season. We'll be back, folks.
There's no one key to game day victory. You need strength, power, agility, and a team. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. Toyota Tundra, built in Texas, driven everywhere.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2025 Tacoma SR5 for $249 a month for 36 months. Offer ends November 3rd.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, I'm headed to HEB. Need anything?
Actually, yeah, I do got a list going. did that come from? Seriously? Ooh.
Victim.
I was just thinking a bag of chips or a yogurt. Oh, I knew I forgot something. You got a pen?
Hi, sports fans. I'm Jeff Davis. Going head-to-head with insurance companies is no easy game. It requires determination, gamesmanship, and grit. That's why you need Davis Law Firm on your side. With over 25 years' experience, our team of around 150 in 7 Texas cities has a winning track record of verdicts and settlements, many in the millions of dollars. And just like your favorite team, we play to win. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or commercial vehicle accident, call us at 444-4444. So if you want more, call the fours.
To go here inside the Frost Bank Center.
Pair outstanding local food and drink with an incredible atmosphere and lock in your Spurs 2025-26 ticket membership. It's your ticket to game day.
And the second half between SAFC and El Paso Locomotive has started as Sanchez sends that in. A couple changes by both these sides, Katie.
Yeah, San Antonio FC actually changing formation to a 3-5-2. You can tell really attacking minded, trying to keep racking up those goals and continue being the aggressor. Grieve in for Santiago Patino. You have Almir Soto, Mohamed Omar in the midfield. Could be that coach is trying to take it easy on the yellow cards. You don't want a red card going into playoffs, and a huge save there from Richard Sanchez.
Big save there from Sanchez. Good pressure there from Los Locos, and Gabby Torres clear that. El Paso has come out and looking to score here, down 2 goals. For El Paso, they've now trailed at halftime in 4 out of their 15 road matches. So not used to trailing in general on the season, and even on the road where they've been terrific. Buckmaster there to defend that one. He's going to find Nicky Hernandez.
Another notable change here for El Paso. Tony Alfaro out, Wahab Akwe in that center back role, most likely trying to also be aware of the yellow card situation. El Paso knowing they're already in, not as big of a deal, so probably trying to preserve center backs there. Akwe from Ghana played with Colorado Springs Switchbacks, RGVFC. Has 2 goals so far on the season.
It's Akwe making his 21st appearance of the season. Started 14 of those.
So nice when you have a lot of depth there in that center back role. And that's quite a powerful hit there from Nelson. Really forcing weight to work once again. San Antonio just not shy about taking shots here tonight.
Yes, Wade has had a tough time tonight dealing with the pressure from SAFC. See 3 goals tonight. Patino put in the first. Hawkinson put in the second. Don't go by Alfaro for the 3rd goal. For Los Locos, it was Amando Moreno who has the ball right here and looking to attack and put in the only goal of the night for Los Locos. Scored early in the 6th minute. Alexis Swai, by the way, is going to kick that to Grieve. He's going to miss him, and Tumasi's there.
Yeah, El Paso really has struggled to connect passes, to really create anything dangerous. I think they just took the wind out of their sails. Danger there.
Yes, talk about passes. Gabby Torres finds Deroma. Deroma shot just the left of the net. Good chance and opportunity there from Deroma. Deroma just 1 goal on the year known more as a passer, but he's going to get a good look here.
A beautiful run into space. He's so fast, hard to track. But Sanchez does a good job of closing down that angle, not making it easy for him. And as you can see there, already coming out with some fire, trying to make up for this score line. 3-1 is a lead, but it's not impossible to put a few back, especially if you catch San Antonio watching, which they've done. Final 10 minutes or so. So San Antonio, surely they know they're going to have to stay switched on.
Yep, San Antonio knows this Locos team is tough to deal with. Coach Hermoso made that clear as well. This El Paso team, they always compete, and they've been hot recently. Been unbeaten in their last 5. SAFC and Coach Hermoso knew that they needed to be at their best in this one if they wanted to have a chance of winning it. They've been at their best tonight so far, 50 minutes in.
Lucky for San Antonio, that ball being an offside call. Anytime you've got Moreno beating the back line, it's not good. So just great communication there between Sawahi and Tainer. Yeah, I'm looking at El Paso. They've set the single season club scoring record, 60 goals across all competitions. So whether it's wins or goals being scored, they've just done an incredible job of bringing their best.
Yeah, so Paso's 7th year in the USL. This is one of their best seasons all time. A great year in 2021. But now they are primed for a playoff push. Bugmaster's going to send it to Hernandez. And just tries to find Hawkinson, and he does. Hawkinson to Buckmaster. It's going to be out of bounds for an SAFC throw-in.
You can appreciate the patience there on that last play from San Antonio. Clearly, Nicky Hernandez could have gone backside with it. You know they're aware of those quick transitions. Probably did not want to set themselves up for a quick counter. Instead, they're trying to do the 1-2s all in the corner. Of course, a lot of time to kill, no doubt. So they're definitely not in a rush either.
Up the sub, Aquay. Takedown of Hernandez. Set piece for him, foul on Aquay. It's interesting, Katie. 3 goals tonight for SAFC. You would have to assume, if you didn't know who the goal scorers were, that Jorge Hernandez would be one of them. But he hasn't been. He's been a large contributor to this offense, leads the team in chances created, leads the team in goals. Yet it's been the rest of the team that's really picked up where he's left off this year on the offensive end.
That's what happens when you've got a lot of guys who can put it away. Sometimes you've got a name circled on the score sheet. You go to him and you leave other guys open. But a chance to maybe add an assist here.
Yes, that was for goal! Katie called it! Goal by Nicky Hernandez. He's going to celebrate with his teammates. Another shot that was ricocheted off a couple of Locos defenders. Is going to be a successful goal for SAFC. And they put in their 4th goal of the night. These fans here at Fan Appreciation Night at Toyota Field have had so much to cheer for.
What a game to have the game of the season. You've got a dime piece, Hernandez to Hernandez. You couldn't ask for a more perfect spot. All it takes is putting it into the congestion. It's another, I think, technical own goal if you want to count that deflection. May have crossed the plane. Either way, Nicky Hernandez, he's going to get credited with this goal. And it's a classic case of El Paso not tracking the runner. It's happened not once, but twice here on a set piece for San Antonio. You cannot give them that kind of room. They will make you pay.
And it's great to see Nicky Hernandez score his 2nd goal of the season. Scored his first at home as well on September 20th against Orange County. He's going to put in his 2nd there. It's been a fun season for Nicky Hernandez, especially recently. But it looks like Los Locos and Christian Sordo are coming, and Sordo shoots that one in for a goal. Gets past Sanchez on the left side. Looks like Sanchez was coming out of the net a little bit to prevent Sordo from scoring there, but Sordo, a successful attempt on net, and just like that, Los Locos back in this one.
Cutting the lead in half there with that goal. We said it. You cannot switch off. It's a classic case of switching off and a never say die mentality. It's a tough position to be in. Richard Sanchez can't get off his line fast enough to close that one down. We said it at the half. You have got to respect the opponent. You've got to expect the quick set transition, and that's exactly what happened there.
Yes, Los Locos catching SAFC asleep there on the goal. The Coach Tremoso is fired up. He is not happy with a 2-goal lead. He's not happy with the call from the officials there as well on the foul call. High-scoring affair at Toyota Field. And for SAFC, it's their second game in their last 3 at home where they've scored at least 3. In their second game of the season where they scored 4 or more. Their last game doing so was against Loudoun United, putting in 5 on net. It was their most shots of the season with 24. And they had their largest lead at 3 goals. They tied that tonight, up 4-1. I'm getting ahead of myself, Katie, because those Locos are coming.
Yeah, I think it's a classic case of you're getting comfortable because you've got 4 goals in the bag. That doesn't mean the game is over. There's still about a little over 30 minutes to go to play this game. Honestly, that second goal probably came at the right time if you're a San Antonio fan, to wake this team up, to realize, hey, they can still bring back. All they need is another 1 or 2. They've got plenty of time to do it. So you've got to keep bringing your best stuff. Simple. But you've got to hand it to El Paso. You see why. Coming into this game, they're in that number 4 spot in the standings. They've been consistent. They've got a great mentality. We know they come back late.
Yes, you're completely right, Katie. If you're San Antonio, part of you is somewhat happy that El Paso scored the way they did and responded immediately to that 4th goal by SAFC. Because it's going to keep their heads on a swivel as Mohamed Omar, who's checked in this second half with the touch to Tainer. Tainer finds Hawkinson. Nicky Hernandez is down. Ricky Ruiz is down. Hawkinson is not. Shoots. But the save by Waite, as Nicky Hernandez is still down.
Coach Tremoso was wanting the call for Nicky Hernandez. It did set up Hawkinson for a nice picture-perfect shot. Big part of that is that touch there that Meds Akwe, I like he's going for that corner, just able to pick up there from Waite. Also had a near post situation going for him, but San Antonio still relentless.
Yes, Waite's been terrific tonight in goal. Hawkinson has been terrific tonight as well, and so has Nicky Hernandez, who's still down on the field. He's going to get attended to by this SAFC training staff, led by Jesse Lawrence, who's taking a good look at Nicky Hernandez. And for Nicky, it has been a terrific year. He's played great for SAFC, playing in his 28th match of the night, or of the season, excuse me. 2 goals and 2 assists on the year. He's really been crucial to this SAFC team, especially during this last month of the season.
Yeah, has battled injury a little bit, but every time he's come back, it's like it never even happened. Had spent some time with SAFC. on that championship team. Of course, they were quick to get him back for this season. And again, it's the way that he works with Jorge Hernandez, Nelson Flores Blanco. Really great combinations there between those three. I'm sure Coach Yamoso relieved to see him pop up, but they're going to have to take this set piece without him.
So Hernandez is going to sit this one out. The corner from Jorge Hernandez. Misses an SAFC player. Looked like Hawkinson was there. He's there right now. Sordo hits it out. And Coach Yamoso is furious. Looks like an SAFC player might have been pulled down.
Referee pulled out a lot of yellows in that first half, meaning if he gives another player another yellow, could be a red. Hasn't pulled out a ton here in this second half.
As a sub comes in for El Paso Locomotive, it'll be Mario Rodriguez who check in for Gabby Torres. Rodriguez will be his 12th match played this season. Has a goal on the year as well. And El Paso's going to need all the goal-scoring power possible to come back with 30 minutes left in this match.
Rodriguez, a third academy signing there for El Paso Locomotive from Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. Ciudad Juarez FC, the sister club of El Paso Locomotive. So a lot of ties there to Mexico, being so close by. His goal in the season so far.
So Rodriguez made his professional debut in the 2024 U.S. Open Cup. He's 2023 USL Academy Finals All-Tournament second team, and he's the third ever Academy product to go pro.
Always good when you can see some young talent really and truly develop, get actual minutes. We've seen some of that there with San Antonio and Landry Walker and Urrutia. Some quality talent actually getting minutes.
Yes, the Academy players for SAFC have stepped up.
Rodriguez taking a bit of a knock here, though. Slow to get up. Not committed by Muhammad Omar.
Yes, you're talking about Katie's Academy players for SAFC. Specifically, the 16-year-old Landry Walker, the hometown kid. He came from the Academy, but found minutes on the first team, and that completely surprised Coach Yamoso. He's been happy with the maturity of some of his young players, Walker being one of them. Rodriguez on the other side obviously played for Juarez.
Walker, one of those players who really young, but it's hard to tell. He's got a lot of height and physicality on him. Even for a young guy, sky really is the limit for Landry Walker.
Sanchez sent that one away, faced pressure from Los Locos. And by the way, Walker isn't the only player on SAFC side who Yamoso has been pleasantly surprised with this year. Lucio Barone as well, came from college, and has been in the starting lineup for many matches this year. Played a lot at Creighton in college. As a foul is called on Emil Soto.
Yeah, I mean, great point about Lucio Barone. He's been playing in such a part of this lineup. You don't think that he's fresh out of college. Looking back here, though, at this foul, I don't know how you could really call that one. That's a typical collision there when both going for the ball. But I think ref just trying to settle things down a bit. But yes, Lucio Barone, sky really is the limit for him. San Antonio, I think, is going to want to hold on to him for a long time.
Has played two colleges, Creighton and Coastal Carolina. So grew up playing in the Union, the Santa Fe Academy. Corner kick for Los Locos. Excuse me, not a corner kick. Oh, no, it will be. Nope, it'll be a throw-in for Los Locos. Hard to tell
from that angle, but still a dangerous play.
Exactly. Thank you, Katie, for backing me up with a couple hiccups I had there, but I'm sure myself and many other were confused by the placement there by Los Locos.
Yeah, never can tell with some of those camera angles, and the ball gets lost in the sky, and then, but players always know for the most part.
Yes. Los Locos probably wanted a corner kick as Deroma fires one at Sanchez. But Sanchez is there. Los Locos right on it, heading for a corner kick.
Might be the save of the night there for Richard Sanchez. Quick play in.
Sordo on it, scored the last one, but Flores Blanco deflects it, then to Swahi, who finds Jorge Hernandez. Going to try and make something out of nothing here. It'll now be Tainer, and Tainer is taken down by Deroma. Deroma giving up a couple inches there to Tainer and is not happy with the call. Deroma's had a frustrating night. He's had a couple looks on net, been unsuccessful.
I think it's another one of those situations where it's all ball and ref trying to settle things down. We'll have to take a look back at it. As you can see there, Deroma doing his best just to put that one on frame. A lot of power there. Excuse me, thought we were going to the replay of the foul, but a really quality, solid finish. Again, feels like a matter of time there for Deroma. You can understand his frustration from that last play and foul.
Yes, Deroma has had plenty of looks tonight, like that one. We signed to Los Locos ahead of this season. Played for Tacoma Defiance and played extremely well for them. He led their club in interceptions and passing accuracy. Been a key contributor on other USL teams like Las Vegas Lights FC.
A lot of these guys have played for Las Vegas Lights FC under Wilmer Cabrera. A lot of those players he brought with him here to the El Paso Locomotive. Just knowing the pieces that he needed to add to this roster to really make it successful.
So well managed and a well put together side here by Wilmer Cabrera. And even with his son Andy Cabrera, their leading goal scorer, has not seen a pitch tonight. Los Locos, a very formidable opponent for SAFC.
It's always nice when your son can come in and play to the quality and caliber that expectations that you have as a coach.
And somehow Cabrera with 10 goals on the year is tied for 13th in the USL in goals scored, but his last goal was on July 19th as Hawkinson takes a run at it. Soto to Buckmaster. And Swahi is going to reset things here. As it'll end up with Richard Sanchez like it has for a lot of the night. Hernandez and Ariz battle that one out. Deroma hit from behind by Omar. Deroma's going to get things going right away. Los Locos want home field advantage in the USL playoffs.
Really lively game. It's going to be up to El Paso to try to maintain possession. SAFC's made it so hard with that physical nature, but really where they're winning the battle here is in the first touch. You've seen a couple of turnovers from the back line. You've seen some missed touches trying to move forward. Not a ton, but just enough to make all the difference in this really important game. When you look at the games going into playoffs, those are the kind of things that are going to make the difference between the team that gets to the semifinals, quarterfinals, finals. It's about doing the basics really well, plus some.
Speaking of tables, as we're going to read, send love to our sponsors here. Enter the Pricks Tires Family Game Day Kit Sweepstakes for a chance to win a prize pack worth up to $4,000. Scan the QR code on screen to enter today. As I was getting in this playoff picture, Phoenix Rising, the 5 seed. Excuse me here, folks. I have to take a pause on that one as Grieve makes a run at it. Thwarted by Trumasi, and the counterattack by Los Locos is going to cause a throw-in for them. Swally going to send that one out of bounds. Locos playing fast, up-tempo. They're now trying to dictate the pace after SAFC was able to do that during the first half.
That is true, and they're doing a great job of it here, connecting pass after pass.
Sordo there. Good defense from SAFC. Here's Buckmaster. He's going to find Hawkinson. Hawkinson past the Grieve, and he's down on the field, but ends up in the hands of Waite. Phoenix Rising, by the way, Katie, drew tonight. They're the 5 seed and a point behind El Paso Locomotive. Now those two sides are tied. El Paso, though, has the goal differential advantage. It looks like they still will after the night, even down 2. Antonio is going to need to put in a lot more goals as Phoenix Rising wants the 4 seed. So looks like no matter the outcome tonight, El Paso Locomotive will have home field advantage. There's a couple of subs here for SAFC. One of those Academy players we mentioned, Landry Walker, will head onto the pitch alongside Diogo Pacheco.
Looks like Nicky Hernandez had a yellow on his way walking off the field. Most likely some dissent happening there. Good to give him a break, get some fresh legs in.
Spatino will head out, as will Nicky Hernandez. For Hernandez, it's good to see him get involved on the action on that last goal in the 4th one by SAFC. He will exit the pitch. For Diogo Pacheco, his 19th appearance this season. From Landry Walker, it'll be just his 7th. So Loco's going to get a crack at this one. Rodriguez on it. Be out of bounds. That was Ricky Ruiz. Tried to send that in.
Great vision, just heavy touch there for El Paso. Got Calvillo checked in to make the run, just couldn't contain it. Calvillo, one of El Paso's longest tenured players, 4 seasons for him with El Paso. Turnover in a tough spot here.
So Paso is on it. Every mistake SAFC makes, they are paying for, it seems like. And Calvillo right there, as you mentioned, on it. Finds DeRoma. Ricky Ruiz on it now, one of the best assist men on Los Locos. Now it's DeRoma. DeRoma tackled by Buckmaster, and there will be a corner kick. Excuse me, there will not be a corner kick. Off DeRoma. And the terrific defense by Buckmaster.
What a hustle, though, from DeRoma. Just an engine that doesn't quit. Really giving his everything, just trying to move that bar forward. Yes, they've already secured the home field advantage, but it doesn't matter. When you play with heart, you play regardless of the situation. Reese Buckmaster, hundreds of games under his belt, tons of USL Championship experience. It comes into play in moments like that. You can tell head coach Yamosa trying to rest some legs. I think he's fully expecting a run in the playoffs as he's taking out some of his key pieces, adding in young Landry Walker.
Yes, you talked a little bit there about the young gun in Walker. You also mentioned the veteran Buckmaster who came with the play on DeRoma earlier, and how accustomed he is to moments like this because of his experience. He's played in the USL for a while. He's played with Hartford, Memphis, Indy 11. Joined SAFC from Hartford via transfer last season. SAFC's happy to have him on their side. But it's going to be Amando Moreno with the push for Los Locos. He faces Swahi Hernandez in company. Now it'll be Cavillo with the shot that sails just over the net. But Sanchez, no matter where that ball ended up, seemed like he was primed for a save. Ready in on that one.
You can understand why Yamosa wants to rest legs, but issue here is now this has changed the game. You can see a lot more movement through the middle of the field as communication becomes a challenge when you make a lot of changes here, especially at such a high intensity point in the game. San Antonio FC with Diogo Pacheco back in the mix. A guy who can put it away with a lot of power from distance, great out of the air as well. So trying to get some minutes in, it makes you wonder, Juan Agudelo making his retirement announcement after this game, if we're gonna see some minutes from him, a chance to really make an impact in the last few minutes of his career. And of course, there's still plenty of playoffs to come if San Antonio, if things work out there in the end. And another player who secured actually his 100th appearance last matchup was Shannon Gomez, unable to dress out unfortunately, but we've got to hand Shannon Gomez his flowers. Time and time again has handled the right and left wings, has been that player with the heart and energy that never dies. So he will be honored after the game alongside Juan Agudelo. Jorge Hernandez in.
And that one's going to be a foul on SAFC and Alexis Swahi. As Katie shouts out some of SAFC's best players, not just on the club right now, but all time. Shannon Gomez specifically, part of that 2022 championship run with SAFC. He's had quite the history here at Toyota Field, and it'd be great after the game to see him get rewarded by his fans and by this club.
That 2022 team, he had 2 goals, 5 assists, extremely productive there on the flank. Also plays for Trinidad and Tobago's national team since 2015, 16 caps. So again, a tenured player who has done so well. Got to give him his flowers because we may not be able to see him get out on the field here in the next couple of games.
Yes, unable to dress tonight, but he's had 172 USL appearances overall, 100 with the club. As Pacheco takes the ball from DeRoma, looks to find Grieve. He's going to play with DeRoma there and does so beautifully. Now it's Kumasi's turn. But Twamasi is there and stops the rush from Pacheco. He's stuck in the corner here. Flores Blanco, I believe. Great defense from Tomasi.
Yeah, it's really the push here also from DeRoma. Diego Pacheco just doing a great job trying to use his momentum. Chouassi great on the read, just quality defending. San Antonio would not let them out of that corner though. As you can see, trying to take their time, buy some time in that corner. Wouldn't be surprised if even earlier on they kind of waste some time out there.
Let's wait in on that one. Pacheco shook one defender, but not shook the second in Tomasi. Now Mario Rodriguez tries to get away from Hawkins. So another change is coming soon for Los Locos. Making some subs here and trying to put another goal in on the night. Sordo unable to be there. And as they try to put another goal on the night, it's fitting that they will sub in Andy Cabrera, the leading goal scorer for El Paso. Cabrera, 10 goals on the year. Now Cavilla and Moreno trail right behind, and actually with his 10th goal tonight for Armando Moreno, he ties Cabrera for goals scored on the year with the club. Able to put the ball in the net all night long, or all season long. That has not been an issue.
Cabrera, a young man destined for success, really. Of course, starting out being the coach's son, you learn a lot from day one, but has spent time at IMG Academy, the Dynamo Academy, a couple of different MLS academies before making his way to RGV FC, Griefs, Walder FC. And of course, here with El Paso, he's got the experience. This may be the punch that El Paso needs.
Yes, that MLS Academy experience has paid off, as well as the USL experience with RGV. Takes out Frank DeRoma, though, who's been a huge presence in Los Locos' lineup tonight.
Yeah, tough when it's the play creator that you've got to lose, who's been really impactful in the past couple of games. But again, it's that time where you're trying to save bodies. You've already punched your ticket in.
Mario Hernandez there taking down Armando Moreno. Hernandez wasn't happy. He met with a couple players on El Paso, Christian Sordo being one of them, alongside the captain, Cavilla. Here's a look at the replay.
Just looking at this angle, it looks like a ball missed completely and a kick right to the shin. Jorge lucky to get away with a slap on the wrist.
Yep, the second half hasn't been nearly as physical as the first half. A couple yellow cards by SAFC in the first half. Lucio Barone picked up one. Alfaro picked up a yellow card alongside Moreno in the first half as well for El Paso.
Is it just me, or does it feel like the ref isn't pulling out as many cards in the second half? He's letting them play a little more.
He's letting the players play for sure in this second half. It's been just as fun, if not more fun, than the first half. Not as many goals scored, in fact, twice as less. But those goals scored were in a hurry at the start of the second half. Christian Sordo responded immediately after SAFC put in their fourth of the night. Now Jorge Hernandez is a little bit shaken up. Butramosa gonna laugh that one off in good spirits, considering his side is up 4-2. Butramosa's had a fun year for SAFC as El Paso pushes. That'll be Mourinho. Swahi and Hernandez on him.
Good hustle there from Alexi Swahi just to show him out, really force the errant service in. That's the exact situation that El Paso wants to be in, moving down the field. You've seen it time and time again. They put a goal away because nobody's tracking the runner. They have late runs, lots of movement up top. But Swahi able to just keep them at bay there, show them out.
Swai keeps him at bay, and Hernandez heads down. Might have been a handball there by Ricky Ruiz. Hermoso wants it. He's not going to get it.
From our angle here in the booth, from your screen, it's definitely a handball, and it looks like ref is going to pull this one back and hand it to Jorge Hernandez for the service in. A good look here, and a little bit high up on the arm near the shoulder. Not too clear, but clear enough to give San Antonio the set piece.
And a sub is going to be made for SAFC before Hernandez takes this set piece. Agdi Salim going to check out Luke Hawkinson. And Hawkinson may have had his best match of the season. Gets an applause from the fans here at Toyota Field as he heads off the pitch. He has been fantastic tonight. Scored a goal in this one, SAFC's second goal. The third goal, that was an own goal by Alfaro. Hawkinson was right there, and his presence has been felt for SAFC tonight, and it's been great to have him back for Coach Hermoso in this last month of the season. Hernandez on the set piece. Waits, not going to take it out. It will be a goal! Mitchell Tainer, the veteran, with the goal, and Jorge Hernandez picks up his second assist of the night, his second assist on the set piece. But Mitchell Tainer will get his second goal for SAFC. The captain, the leader for San Antonio FC. And he caps off a 5-goal night. Crowned the king, Mitchell Tainer.
San Antonio FC could not have had a better night or a better time to really start opening up this firepower. Again, a classic case of El Paso not tracking the runner. Mitch Tainer, always great out of the air, right place at the right time. And of course, you've got to credit Jorge Hernandez with the dime piece right to the spot.
Great ball by Hernandez to Tainer. Tainer there. Looks like Swahi almost got in the way. Tainer said, no way. This is my ball. And his teammates love the effort as SAFC is going to put up their second 5-goal match of the season. Their last against Loudoun in September. It's funny, they've scored 2 5-goal matches in the last 2 months as those Locos come firing back. Yet they haven't scored many goals in between those 2-5 matches.
No, all that matters is that it's happening now as they try to make their way into playoffs. It feels like they can't be stopped.
You know, I asked Coach Hermoso earlier this week about his favorite moment of the season. He mentioned their comeback win against Lexington. But this has to be the night of the year for SAFC, Katie.
100%, Will. You called it. Has to be the night of the year. As Landry Walker's just trying to shield that one out.
As SAFC may have been celebrating, but Los Locos, they weren't. They're coming back and coming in hot for Richard Sanchez there. Now it's Ruiz with the ball. A good defense by Jorge Hernandez and Grieve, and this one going to be just over the net. If you take a look at the save by Richard Sanchez.
Really, it's been a big night for everyone, including Richard Sanchez. Great work in pawing that one over just a few minutes prior. Stopped an absolute zinger of a shot through traffic. He just had a big night, and I think the biggest takeaway from this night is that everybody has won their individual battles. They've played well individually and collectively. Ball in here from El Paso, and San Antonio is giving them nothing.
Yes, a lot for the home fans to cheer for. Had the support. They've been supporting this team all year long. As we take a look at the save again by Sanchez. This will be the first shot.
Yeah, that zinger of a shot I'd mentioned. It looked like a simple pawing of the ball away, but that's a lot harder to do in traffic. The reaction time is shorter there for a keeper, and just did a really good job handling that situation. He's going to get a yellow for time wasting.
I'm trying to kill some clock here, up 3 goals. As SAFC on the precipice of clinching a playoff appearance. SAFC, this would be their 6th playoff appearance in club history. Their 10th anniversary season, fitting that they will make the postseason. 7-4 in 11 matches in the postseason. Their last appearance was a 3-1 loss to Sacramento in 2023.
If you're a San Antonio fan, you've got to be excited for this team heating up at the right time. You know, we've seen San Antonio really good in the past. People know what it's like to have a team come home and, you know, bring back the trophy, the crown. And I think this is one of those games that is going to get more people to buy in. Putting up goals, winning games, keeping things fun and interesting.
Have a last-minute sub. Here's the backup goalie, Sebastian Mora. We'll check out Jamali Waite, a great goalkeeper. Tonight, though, it has been extremely difficult for him as SAFC's offensive prowess was on full display.
And with a lot of those goals, not much that he could have done. They were wide open looks, runs to backside, winning balls out of the air. Just not a ton that you can blame him for here tonight. Sebastian Mora has had quite a few really huge saves, another high quality keeper, and that's the struggle with the keeper position. There's so much quality in the role, but not enough spots to get out on the field.
5 minutes left of stoppage time here at Toyota Field, by the way. And for Mora, his 10th game of the season. 18 saves on the year, 2 clean sheets, 64.3% save percentage.
Also has some experience in Liga MX, has played with Chattanooga FC. So again, another tenured player just stuck behind really quality talent in Jamali Waite.
Mora signed with El Paso for this season. Signed from Club Celaya, excuse me, folks, from Liga Expansión in Mexico. Mora will replace Waite. Ricky Ruiz still trying to create here for the Locos. Will be sent in, but right to Buckmaster.
And despite the scoreline, El Paso really not looking totally defeated. I think they had some defensive blunders they had to pay for, but when trying to move into the attack, still moving with pace, with hope, knowing, hey, maybe we could put up at least another.
Yes, that's correct, Katie. Despite the score, El Paso still played well and gave it their all. Similar outlook for SAFC in their last couple matches where they've struggled. Despite that, they were right in it against Tulsa. They were right in it against Orange County. And the same thing happened against Phoenix Rising. So even though they faced their challenges as of late, they've been right in it in their last couple matches. And their work and patience has really come to fruition in this last match tonight. Coach Hermoso said the only result we would accept is a win. And with the season in their hands, it's something we felt from their side all night long.
Well, I tell you what, when San Antonio FC has a full and healthy roster, they're really a totally different team to be reckoned with. And they had that for the most part. Missing Alex Cronali, if they can make a playoff run, might be able to see him later in the playoffs as he continues to rehab his shoulder injury. But of course, nothing for certain, but at the end of the day, still a good chunk of this roster stepping up when they needed to. and keeping San Antonio hanging around. But this is a night and day difference game from what you saw the past couple of weeks. Yeah, we can blame being on the road, or you could also say that, hey, we just got a bunch of high caliber quality talent starting in the 11.
Yes, a ton of talent for SAFC. We've seen that talent tonight. Moore gets his hands on that one. For El Paso, will most likely face Phoenix Rising in the first round at home. For SAFC, they no longer have to patiently await the results tonight from Lexington and Orange County. They're in with a win tonight. Now it's whether they will be the 6 or 7 seed, and they will be the 6 seed because the Colorado Springs Switchbacks lost 3-0 to Tulsa. So it looks like SAFC will face New Mexico United in the first round of the USL playoffs. SAFC again making their 6th playoff appearance in their 10 years as a club. And they come away with the victory, winning 5-2. Celebrations all around here at Toyota Field for Captain Mitchell Tainer, Coach Carlos Yamosa, because they are in, folks. And Katie, we felt that their playoffs and season was on the lives all night long tonight.
Yeah, and that was, I think, the game of their lives. Turning up at the right time. You saw a standing ovation from the fans, not only bringing it home for themselves, but for the fans. So much to play on, and it also tells you about the kind of team that you're going to get in playoffs. They're a team that does a lot better when they have that kind of pressure on them is what I think. So might be a dark horse run for them. Either way, it's going to be good here in the Western Conference. You saw how close it was just for teams to get above the playoff line. Now imagine that on steroids there in the playoff setting.
Yes. Expect damage to be done by SAFC and maybe even El Paso Locomotive in the postseason, as SAFC scores 5 goals and will win this one 5-2 and defeat their in-state rival, the El Paso Locomotive FC. For Will Iger alongside Katie Goodman, thank you for tuning in tonight from Toyota Field to conclude the USL Championship regular season. Have a good night, everyone.
Cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.